Hi, I'm Chris Rogers from Rockin' Waves 11294, and you're watching WGS-TV.
Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. I am Double B Billy Boudreaux, and well, tonight we have the TNA Victory Road pay-per-view. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, and break down this pay-per-view, kind of give you a preview and my predictions on, which way, certain matches are going to go. Remember, these are predictions, not actual facts, spoilers, or anything like that. So please don't confuse the two. Now, first thing we're going to talk about is something they already done before. It's Robbie E, the TNA Television Champion, throwing out an open challenge to anybody for the title. And it's really difficult to say as to which way they're going to go with this. Who they're going to bring in. They could bring in Chris Sabin, if he's 100%. They could possibly use Alex Shelley, since he's not really embroiled in the X Division storyline anymore with Austin Aries and Zema, which I will get to when we get up to that match. It would kind of make sense to have him in there because, like I said, they're really not using him. Now, normally I would think RVD would be in there, but if I am not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that his contract ran out this month. So I really don't think they would use him. So I can't really think of any other names that they could really use to put in with Robbie E for this TNA Television Championship Open Challenge. But what I'm really liking is they're actually doing something with the TNA Television title. They're not just putting it on the back burner and bringing it out every now and again. They're actually doing something with Robbie E and the TNA Television Championship. So really good. I wouldn't mind them bringing in Douglas Williams, him being a former, no, he was X Division champion. I'm sorry, but Douglas Williams would be a good fit. But now that I think about it, I've been thinking about this. I don't know if you guys would agree on this or not, but something that could really work in an actual storyline of sorts is possibly Garrett Bischoff. Have Garrett Bischoff come in and have Robbie E drop the title to Garrett Bischoff, and therefore pissing off his dad, Eric Bischoff, pissing off Gunner, and have them come out and actually feud over the television championship. It's possible. It's possible. Will it happen? I don't know, but it is an actual possibility as to which way it goes. Somebody's out my window, just trying to see who that was. Sorry. So if it's possible, like I said, with the Garrett Bischoff thing. So let's look at the next match here. Really can't give a prediction on the Open Challenge, because we really don't know who exactly is going to be coming in for it. But again, I just ran through some possible scenarios, for them to bring in. Like I said, Douglas Williams would be a good fit. Garrett Bischoff would make a lot of sense if they really wanted to use him in a good storyline. If they want to really, further the storyline of him versus his dad. Eric Bischoff not wanting Garrett to be in the wrestling business, not want him to, be a champion, saying that he's never going to make it. Have him win the television title tonight against Robbie E, and therefore further the storyline, possibly have Robbie E starting to get involved with the Eric Bischoff storyline. Have him side with Eric Bischoff and go after Garrett for the television title. Again, possible scenario. We have the next match I'm going to talk about. Well, it's a definite way I'll be able to break down because, we actually know the participants in the match, unlike in the Open Challenge. The Knockouts title match, it's Gail versus Madison Rayne. Now, we've seen over the past few weeks Madison Rayne start to slowly turn against Gail. I mean, they actually lost the Knockouts tag titles to ODB and Eric Young. Yeah, you heard me right. And now you would figure when you have like heel versus heel, especially over a championship, and they're trying to break up the tandem, which it looks like they're possibly going to be going with that route, that one of them would be turning face. And so far, there's been no indication of either one of them going face. You know, Madison Rayne or Gail Kim, for that matter. But like I said, they're really be going to, like I said, break up this tandem, and they're possibly going to be doing that tonight. Now, will they drop? Well, Gail Kim, will they have her drop the title tonight against Madison Rayne? Very hard to say. Gail Kim has been on an okay run as a Knockouts Championship. She's been Knockouts Champion ever since she came back, I believe, in the beginning of January, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but ever since she came back, she's it didn't take her long to have Knockouts Gold on her, with her being the first Knockouts Champion. Now, do I see her dropping the title tonight? No, I don't think they're going to have Gail Kim lose the title tonight. Although it's in the realm of possibility that Madison Rayne will become champion tonight. But again, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's happened. But my official prediction is Gail Kim to retain. Then next up we have the X Division title match. It's Austin Aries, A-Double, defending against Zema Ion. Now, a lot of controversy has been sparked over this, concerning the fact that they're having Zema Ion use the angle that he broke Jesse Sorensen's neck, and he would be using that, and would do that to Austin Aries to become the X Division champion. Now, Austin Aries made mention of this on Impact Wrestling. I do apologize for not posting up a review of that. But then again, people really haven't been too interested in my Impact Wrestling reviews. So, but he made mention the fact that starting tonight, that he would hold the record for the longest X Division title reign ever, and I believe it's 182 days. 182 days of something. I believe that's the record he's at, and no X Division star ever in the history of TNA has ever held that title as long as Austin Aries. And I guess I'd probably be considering Samoa Joe as well, possibly. Anyway, so speaking of that, well, hold on. Let me. Austin Aries and Zema Ion. You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I, you know, wholeheartedly disapprove of the fact that they're using the fact that Zema Ion broke Jesse Sorensen's neck, which was an accident, in a storyline like this. I don't know who thought it would be a good idea to do that. We can't say Vince Russo, because Vince Russo is no longer a part of TNA. So, but if he was there, I would be venting my anger at him, just to let you know. Yeah, I don't like him too much. But as far as this match is concerned, Zema Ion has the potential to be a good X Division champion, but I don't think he's at that level that he needs to be an X Division champion. Now, he's at a level where he can make a good run for it, where it can give the champion a run for his money, but I really don't think he's just quite ready to hold a championship in TNA. You know, he might, you know, in other companies and other indie promotions that he's been in, being a champion, and, you know, that's indie promotions, that's a whole other thing. But as far as the TNA and X Division tonight, I really believe TNA has put a lot of stock in Austin Aries, because they really have done a lot with him, especially keeping the X Division title on him this long, and they really put a lot into him. You know, he knows how to work the crowd very well. You know, he's got experience for that. So I believe that they're going to keep the X Division Championship on Austin Aries tonight. Whether it be by Austin Aries winning or disqualification, you know, doesn't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, my prediction is Austin Aries will remain X Division champion. Now we have the World Tag Team Championship match. We have Samoa Joe and Magnus taking on the former champions in the form of Matt Morgan and Crimson. Now, TNA used to be known for having a very in-depth, a very well-depth tag team division. Not anymore. Not anymore. You know, they used to have a lot of great tag teams. Team 3D, Beer Money, the Motor City Machine Guns, Inc. I would say Mexican America, but then that's just a flat-out ripoff of the LAX, the Latin American Exchange. But they used to have a lot of great tag teams, and we just don't see that anymore. But well, let me run a scenario that Studley Man Ashley, who, by the way, he has told me that he will review the pay-per-view later on, whether it be later on tonight or tomorrow, but he said he will have a review right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer. What he believes to be is Matt Morgan and Crimson will not win the championship, and what he sees happening is he sees Matt Morgan and Crimson resuming their feud, and they're going to try to consummate the feud at Lockdown. You know, a Matt Morgan versus Crimson feud, and possibly Crimson either continuing the streak or losing the streak, the undefeated streak that he's on. A lot of people are kind of referring him to being like a modern-day Goldberg. But, of course, Goldberg doesn't have hair or personality. I'll explain on a future video. Now, do I agree with Ashley? I'm kind of on the fence. I'm kind of on the fence on the way they're going to be going with this. Because just like the television title, I'm actually glad that they're actively involving another one of their titles in a storyline. Now, we really can't say that about the X Division title because it has been used, and so is the Knockouts. But you know, we really haven't seen too much of the tag team titles as of late until they started doing that that tournament where they had Samoa Joe and Magnus end up together and become the champions. It's really hard to say if they're really going to drop the titles tonight. I wouldn't mind seeing it because Matt Morgan and Crimson really do make a good team. You know, the two top guys, the two toughest guys in the company coming together to become a tag team. It's almost a version of Road Warriors, if you think about it. Hawk and Animal, Legion of Doom. You know, they got two really strong guys in the form of Matt Morgan and Crimson, and they've come together to form one unit, and they're a very dominant unit as well. And you know, you can say that about them both as a singles performer and as a tag team performer, and they really have come together. And when I say they kind of remind me of the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, I mean that. I really do. I really do mean that. And I'm going to go ahead and say my prediction is I'm going to disagree with Ashley. I'm pretty sure he's going to have something to say in his review video about that, but I'm going to disagree with Ashley. I'm going to say Matt Morgan and Crimson are going to become the champions tonight. Because, you know, when they first put the titles on them, they had a lot of stock in them to become good champions, and it really was working out that way, and I wouldn't mind seeing them champions again. Now, would I be surprised that Samoa Joe and Magnus retain the title? No, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. But I believe on the upshot, it'd be better, in my opinion, for Matt Morgan and Crimson to become champions. And it would kind of maybe intensify their feud between Samoa Joe and Magnus and Matt Morgan and Crimson, and possibly maybe see a tag team title match at Lockdown. You know, maybe in some sort of controversy, come out and you know, have someone run out and, you know, behind the referee's back, kind of maybe, you know, put this put the rocks to him. I don't know how to. I can't think of any kind of a good analogy to use here, but you know, basically screw Samoa Joe Magnus out of the championship and, you know, have them settle the feud at Lockdown over the tag team championships. Because if they get screwed, you know, Samoa Joe Magnus, they're going to complain, saying that it was unfair. You know, that somebody ran in and basically couldn't do the outside interference, even though the referee doesn't see it, cost them to lose the TNA tag team titles. And the only way to really settle the feud, you know, tag team to tag team, is in the cage at Lockdown. Now we have Bully Ray and James Storm. Now we all know how the feud really started. James Storm defeated Bully Ray to become the #1 contender, and it's really never sit well. with the supposedly Calfzilla, which I don't know why they're really going to be going with this. It's kind of stupid if you think of you know, if you think about it. Calfzilla. Who really cares about someone's calves? I don't know. But if they really want to give, you know, now James Storm has his championship match at Lockdown with Bobby Roode set in stone. Now, if they're going to make any kind of alteration to it, where they're going to include Bully Ray and possibly make it a triple threat, you know, a three-way dance inside the cage for the title, then Bully Ray would have to win tonight. Now, he would have to go over on James Storm if they're really going to make that kind of alteration into a match that's already been set, you know, between James Storm and Bobby Roode. Now, if they really want to just keep it and really work at it between James Storm and Bobby Roode, then they're going to have the Tennessee Cowboy come over the Bully tonight. Now, I've heard rumors that they're going to be possibly bringing in Brandon Jacobs to have him somehow get involved. I really don't want to see that, because the last time he was there in the Impact Zone, he was terrible. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And it would be a bad move for TNA to even consider bringing him back. Now, it would make a little bit of sense since there's a history between Bully Ray and Brandon Jacobs, but albeit it was really, really poorly executed, horribly done, and it's something I don't want to see, but it's possible that's going to happen. Then we have my first prediction is a Cowboy James Storm. Now we have AJ Styles and Mr. Kennedy. I don't have another microphone. Give me a break. Oh, Anderson. I'm sorry. I can't believe I said Kennedy. Same person. Anyway, they're going to be taking on Daniels and Kazarian. Now, as of late, the storyline's been really focused between AJ Styles, Daniels, and Kazarian, and then just recently, you know, they really had to do something with Ken Anderson, and I guess they just, you know, want to throw him into the storyline to get him back, you know, back actively involved in a television plot on Impact, and I guess the only one they could really insert him into is the one involving AJ Styles, Daniels, and Kazarian. Now, as of late, we've seen Daniels and Kazarian get the best of AJ Styles, but I really don't see that happening tonight. I believe that, you know, with the odds even, you know, AJ Styles and Daniels, I kind of see them coming out on top tonight. And then possibly Kazarian blaming Daniels, getting angry with them, and then possibly we find out the whole reason for Daniels and Kazarian's supposed alliance. And then next we have, of course, the charismatic Enigma Jeff Hardy taking on Kurt Angle. Now, they're basing this storyline, this angle, on the premise that Kurt Angle's son kind of idolizes Jeff Hardy and not him. And Angle can't stand that. And so that's why Angle had attacked Jeff Hardy, screwed him out of the championship, and has been coming after him left and right. And so basically, you know, that's really the whole premise of it. You know, that Kurt Angle is jealous of Jeff Hardy because of the fact that Angle's own son, again, this is storyline, by the way, Angle's own son idolizes Jeff Hardy and not his dad. Now, first off, message to Jeff Hardy, because it's basically been a year. Stay clean. And this is Jeff Hardy's chance to make up for last year's debacle. Jeff, his whole future, I believe, his whole future in professional wrestling is dependent on his performance tonight at Victory Road, because, you know, if he has a good performance tonight, then that would kind of make up for the debacle he had at last year's Victory Road when he was in the main event you know, for the championship, and he was stoned out of his mind. So, Jeff Hardy, you know, whether he wins or loses tonight is not, to me, that's not really the important detail. To me, the important detail is the kind of performance he gives for the fans tonight. Because he has to have that good performance. You know, because you got to figure, in the back of Hardy's mind, he wants to have a good performance to make up for the fact that he screwed up really bad at last year's Victory Road. You know, he's got to have that in the back of his mind somewhere. But, you know, if he lets that get to him and hinders his performance, then Jeff Hardy could possibly be done in TNA. But if we see a really good performance from Hardy tonight, then in my mind, it would make up for the debacle. It would make up for what happened at last year's Victory Road, and we'll see a bright and shining future for Jeff Hardy in TNA. So to me, whether Hardy wins or Angle wins is not the important detail. That's not the important factor. The important factor is what kind of performance Jeff Hardy gives at tonight's Victory Road pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure you guys out there would agree with that. Then next, what's really been billed as the main event for Victory Road, there is no world title match tonight. But what's really been billed is this whole thing between Sting and Bobby Roode. Now, a lot of people have been, you know, figuring. By the way, it's a no-holds-barred match, by the way. A lot of people have been figuring that this could possibly be Sting's last professional wrestling match. Now, I will say this, for his age, Sting is in really good shape. He is in really good shape. But it's all dependent on how Sting, a.k.a. Steve Borden, and how, you know, he feels his body can go. If he feels his body can go continually, you know, then possibly we will not see the end of Sting inside the squared circle. Now, could he be seeing this as possibly, you know, if he really feels in his mind that tonight could be his last match, then we could possibly see Sting really passing the torch to Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode is loaded with talent. And we see him. Now, Bobby Roode is both effective as a face and a heel, and we've seen that already. We've really seen it. And Bobby Roode he is loaded with potential, talent, ability, and great physical attributes. You know, and there's a reason TNA put the title on him, because they see a lot in him. And if Sting is really seen tonight as possibly this being his last match, then we could possibly be seeing Sting putting over Bobby Roode like crazy in this match. It's possible it can go that route. It's very possible. And if we do see that, we're going to see one hell of a send-off for Sting. One hell of a send-off. Because Bobby Roode is the guy who has the talent and the ability to take that torch and just run with it. And it's very possible that we're going to see Bobby Roode have a good, long, and lengthy run as champion of TNA. Now, as far as tonight is concerned, will Sting win or will Bobby Roode win? If they really want this to be Sting's, if he's feeling that, if this is his last match, professionally, if he's really thinking about this being his last match, then I know from what I've heard, a lot of guys have been saying if they always wanted to, end their wrestling career, it would always, to have their last match, it would always, would be with a victory. with a victory. But if they really want to send and pass the torch to the guy who has a bright future and can run with that torch, then they're going to have Bobby Roode win tonight. That's the way I see it happen. So, what I want to know now from you, the WGS-TV viewers and subscribers, your predictions on tonight's Victory Road pay-per-view from TNA. Go ahead and put your predictions in the comment section below. Don't forget to, if you like what I had to say in the video, please like and favorite this video. And don't forget to subscribe, if you haven't, to youtube.com/WrestleGamer. So, with that being said, I am Double B Billy Boudreaux saying thank you very much for watching.